welcome back to Large Butter Popcorn. We're back again another week to discuss the movies that we've seen at the movie theatre this week. This week might be a longer episode because we've actually seen 5 movies this week. So, yeah, we're just going to discuss them, talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, and everything in between. I'm Freya.
I'm Kalani.
And yeah, if this is the first time you're seeing this, we just talk about movies, specifically movies that we saw at the movie theater. And that's it, really.
That's it. It's a good time.
What did we watch at home this week?
We watched at home. I know we definitely watched Sorry to Bother You, which I've seen before and you saw for the first time. It was the
first time. And we also watched Parasite,
which I've seen before and you've seen for the first time. Both movies that are close to my heart.
Yeah, both of them were really good. And I really enjoyed them. But yeah, we're not going to discuss those because those were watch at home
Very
movies.
good class commentary. Awesome.
On both, yeah.
Yeah, both of them are great class commentary. Informed my opinion on a lot of things at the time that they came out. I truly love them. They're great. Yeah, although movies that if you had to tell me to list 50 movies that are part of me, I'd probably list both of them. I like them both.
Yeah. Fun. So yeah, this week we're going to discuss They Will Kill You. We're going to discuss The Mummy Returns and Alpha, and also
Marc By Sophia.
and and Forbidden Fruit. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why it was so hard to remember what I did yesterday.
I know.
But those were the movies that we're going to discuss. So with that being said, I think that we'll just jump straight into it.
All right.
Okay, so starting off with They Will Kill You. We actually saw this at AMC Scream Unseen. So it was a surprise that this was the movie that we ended up watching on Monday. Even though we pretty much knew it was going to be this.
It seemed like it was probably going to be They Will Kill You. But this movie did have its own surprise about it. You give us the lead up before.
So this movie was directed by Kirill Sokolov. And he's a Russian director who's directed other stuff, but nothing that we've actually seen before. And it stars Zazie Beetz, Maya La, Patricia Arquette, Patterson Joseph, who, this is actually kind of funny. When I was researching it, the guy who tries to save her in the movie.
Yeah,
it's Johnson from Peep Show.
Whoa, what the heck?
Yeah.
I did not recognize him.
Yep. And Tom Felton, who, is Malfoy. And I rated this film 3.5 and you rated it 4. So do you want to kick off?
Yeah. So
talking about this movie.
Before getting into it too much, my first thoughts, this movie, I appreciate the marketing. Did a really good job of hiding the hook, really. Where, big spoiler alert, there's a huge supernatural element to this movie that plays into the comedy and action really well. Off rip, this movie is like a love child between Kill Bill and Evil Dead 2. It's very, very
way
fun
to describe it.
Yeah.
It really surprised me because it feels like when you're watching the trailer, it really before seeing the movie, it really feels like, oh, you're just spoiling the whole movie.
Yeah.
So going into it, you kind of just expect a whole rich people hunting people. But no, it turns into this whole supernatural thing. And
unfortunately, the marketing really made it look kind of boring.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, it really is very much Evil Dead 2 inspired. It's very fun, silly at times. Actually, a lot quite silly.
The movie never really drops the humor, funnily enough.
No, I really loved it, and the style of the movie was really fun. It looked really nice.
Oh yeah, so many of the something I really admired this movie, aside from the action shots were all great, choreographed well and filmed well. even the spots where less action, where like when they're crawling through the vents, it's shot in such an interesting way
really
that
good.
it's so fun. It's the humor comes across like, this is ridiculous. He's being hunted to die, and they're all crawling through vents feverishly. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it's got cute like familial theme throughout.
Yeah. It's like, I think the plot's serviceable. I think it's fine.
Yeah, like she's putting the main character, she's putting herself through all this, to save her sister.
Yeah.
And it's cute.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the whole theme of like the sister actually like trying to refuse this help and be like, I actually don't want your help. But then, in the end, like she really did. She's her younger sister, so.
Yeah. Main character actually was not like frustratingly like annoying. Like the sister says, I don't need your help. And she's like, I'm already here. We're doing this. Like, we're doing this. I don't know what you mean. No, I'm breaking you out. I'm knocking you out. Whatever. Yeah. Very, very funny. Very like straightforward movie. And despite this kind of supernatural element being tied in very, very like quickly, it's like, oh, it's this kind of movie. There's another twist even later on where it's like, oh, we're really just...
Yeah.
The movie just goes off the wall. Maybe it might go a step too far for some people, but it's very fun.
Yeah, that's what really, like, encapsulates the sort of Sam Raimi, Evil Dead 2-ness of it. Just, like, how silly it gets in some points.
It's absurd. Well,
I will say is I really did enjoy, like, a black woman-led sort of action horror movie.
Yeah.
Zazie Beetz is like awesome.
Yeah. Like a lot of people, it's one of those things that goes underrated. That the physicality of that comes into acting sometimes. Where sometimes you see some actors try to do things like physically, and it doesn't come across as it's like it doesn't look doesn't look real. Whatever that may mean. It doesn't look convincing on screen. And sometimes it's clear when some actors are able to kind of have that physicality come across. Zazie Beetz, I think, is good at it. I think Glenn Powell's pretty good at it. Even though the movies have been kind of middling. I don't think they've been like action heavy ones where like he's able to have that come across.
Running Man had that kind of
I guess I can think of Running Man particularly.
Yeah, that kind of essence to it. Despite the fact that weren't particularly like enamored by the movie.
Yeah. And then despite the controversy, I think Sydney Sweeney's an actress that does that very, very well. That's maybe it's a good one to highlight for this kind of ability, because I think she is absolutely lacking in some other categories, but I think her like physicality when acting is very convincing. Wish I could recall a couple other names, but there's like the big ones like Tom Cruise, right? Like that's why he gets cast in these action movies.
Yeah. Another thing that I really, again, just saying Zazie Beetz praises, but also this is to do with the director as well, is that the sort of Kill Bill-ness of it. I really appreciated the way that she was able to remain like really cool and like sexy looking throughout like all these like like sort of almost like gross fight scenes, like quite gory.
It's a really cool fucking looking
movie. Specifically like the beginning, like the first fight that she's in, where she's like kind of like in like a ringer, like 3/4 ringer tee, like and like a pair of panties, and it looks like super cool, and like it's like that kind of like Kill Bill, Uma Thurman and Kill Bill, and of like being able to like do this action and like be covered in blood but still look really cool and sexy.
Yeah. And
I really appreciated that. That's something like I was like noted like while watching it. It was like, whoa, she looks like fucking cool.
Yeah. It's this is again one of those movies where as we talk about it, I'm like, man, I'm realizing how much I really kind of loved it. And if I had to think on really hard and like what's holding it back, kind of, it's simply the kind of movie it is. We talked about the plot being serviceable, but it's absolutely second to the action and the comedy and the gore. It's I guess fourth to those. But the movie knows what it thinks is important with and so because of that, maybe like the actual plot, the actual story elements don't have like this big emotional hook. But to be honest, I don't think the movie needs it. I think the movie knew what it wanted to be. I get it. I rock with it. I really don't. Aside from maybe saying there's not a strong emotional hook, I really don't have much bad to say about the movie.
I would agree. Like, doesn't have too strong of an emotional hook. You know, it's like it's cute. The whole thing with like her trying to save her sister and stuff.
Yeah, it feels cute.
But that's like kind of the entire plot.
Yeah.
Besides like the whole supernatural aspect, and it's kind of it's forgettable when you're getting so immersed in this like awesome action and, you know, the supernatural aspect of it. You kind of forget like the main point of the movie, and it's kind of like a rescue movie.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunate, but
it's one of those things that I think maybe talking about Kill Bill, it's that one thing like maybe Kill Bill has that elevates it over
Yeah.
this. The Kill Bill takes its plot very seriously, despite how ridiculous it may be, especially in the part one. And also Kill Bill has the luxury of being two movies.
Yeah.
And both of them are over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like a 1 hour 45-minute feature. And for the budget it was at, for what they could do, I think they worked it very well. People may be wondering why there is a $20 million budget to this when Ready or Not 2 had a $12 million budget. And when you get to about the 1 hour and 30-minute mark, it becomes very clear why that is the case.
It's also some of the points of the like we spoke on, like the silliness. Some of it is just played to be like, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And like some people might not like that about it. Some people will, but I feel like there is a thin line between like fun silly and like stupid silly, and this movie can sometimes like dance on that line.
Yeah.
And again, that might not be for everybody.
I think
it's not a particular point that I like nor dislike. It's just like, that was in there. And maybe if they'd gone hardcore in either direction of that, then maybe I would have appreciated it more. But again, it's something I can appreciate in the movie.
Yeah. I think what the nature of like a comedy sometimes is like some things are straight up just gonna hit or not. But I think straight up, as far as like recommending this movie, if you like Sam Raimi movies, if you like action flicks, I think this is an easy one. If you like Kill Bill and you like Evil Dead, watch this. If you like just Evil Dead, watch this. If you like just Kill Bill but not Evil Dead, I don't know then. Maybe. I think you'll appreciate the action, so see it.
Did you want to talk about the pig scene, or did you?
All right, spoiler alert. About in the last part of this film, it's revealed that the satanic demon that they've been praying to is a pig head, that a CGI pig head that talks, quips, and just moves around. And it's such a, in this movie that's already absurd, such an absurd reveal that we have a CGI pig that's talking, that's saying this, and then the pig takes over one of the main villain's bodies and duels with the main character with swords and says, "Oh, you want to do it with swords? That's just my style." And then he goes full piggy style. The movie goes full piggy style, 100% full piggy.
Yeah.
And
they really
it takes itself seriously till that it takes itself seriously, but absolutely like jokingly. It's in on the joke.
Yeah.
And it's this absurd thing. I think I was probably in stitches about the entire time. Once the CGI pig head got revealed, I was laughing. Once the CGI pig head started controlling another character's body, I was like, I love this movie. And I'm like really debating whether it should go to a 4.5 in my head, but I think it'll probably stay at a 4. But it made me fall in love with this movie, this ridiculous CGI pig.
Yeah, I agree. It was ridiculous. It was hilarious. And yeah, the whole way home you were saying piggy style.
We're going full. The movie went full piggy style.
It did go full piggy style.
Yep. Yeah, it was
It
ridiculous.
was
and
ridiculous.
I think it was worth the $5 million plus it probably cost to incorporate that CGI pig into the plot. I appreciated it and I loved it for it. So thank you to everyone involved with this movie. I loved it so much.
I did really enjoy it.
Tom Felton, good job, man.
Yeah, finally, like it's nice to see Tom Felton in like another role where
with some visibility.
Yeah, with some visibility and like.
Because I know he's been grinding. It's not, like I don't think either of us feel bad with like the whole stop dragging that Harry Potter thing, right?
Stop like writing original songs from the POV of Draco being in love with Hermione, bro. You're like 40.
I don't think I've never thought he was a bad actor.
No, me
Whenever
neither.
he pops up in stuff, like when he popped up in Flash, when he popped up in this. Like I think he's a good actor. I hope that he gets a couple more breaks so he can leave Harry Potter in the past. Yeah,
and stop relying on cameo.
Yeah, please. I would love that for him because I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's a bad actor. I'd love to see him more stuff.
But yeah, no, we would both recommend going to see this movie.
Very fun.
It's very fun. It's very enjoyable. It needs a little help. So. Yeah, it definitely needs a little help. It's unfortunate timing that it came out around the same time as Ready or Not, because when looking at the trailer, they both seem pretty similar. Ideas. So,
seems like it's not reheating Ready or Not 2's notches, but it's entirely a different movie. Aside from a satanic presence, it feels
obviously
different.
It coming out at the same time, Ready or Not already has like people who have seen the first one. So most people will probably go see Ready or Not instead. But I would say go see both.
Yeah.
I would say go get A-list subscription and go see both. Go see every movie that comes out like we do.
In between this or Ready or Not 2, I'd say see both. I think, did we both feel kind of better about this movie than Ready or Not 2 a little bit?
They were probably on par for me.
For me, I think this one was like a little bit above, just because I think Ready or Not 2 might have... I loved Ready or Not 1, so Ready or Not 2, it's still good. Still good, but I think I was very impressed with this movie more so.
Yeah, no, I was impressed with it, but yeah, they were probably on par for me. I probably rated them about the same.
Fair. Maybe
this one's slightly higher.
For being like an original film too.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and I appreciate an aesthetic, and this one certainly had one. So
yeah. What else with this one? Yeah, They Will Kill You. Go see it. It's fun.
Yeah.
You'll know, like, after what you said, Supernatural, Kill Bill, Evil Dead fusion.
Yeah,
if you like that,
you'll know if it's your kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to talk about The Mummy Returns from 2001. They recently did a re-release in movie theaters, so we went and saw that. This movie is directed by Stephen Sommers. And he directed the first Mummy movie and the Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman, and also the G.I. Joe movies.
Oh, I think
not the movies, just the first movie.
I remember I was not like in love with those when they came out at the time.
Yeah, no, me neither. Actually, I don't think I've seen it in full. I think I've like seen parts of it like while like a family member's been watching it, and I've just like happened to like walk through past the TV.
I've never seen it. Just G.I. Joe was never my thing, and those movies didn't. What I'd seen from those movies didn't like sell me on it either.
Yeah. This movie stars Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, John Hannah, Erded Fahir, Arnold Vosloo, and Patricia Velasquez, as well as plethora of other people. Those are like the main characters that we're dealing with in this movie. I rated it a 4 and Clanny rated it a 3. So starting off, I love the first two Mummy movies. So this has a real like nostalgia feeling for me, and so I loved being able to go see it in the movie theater. If you're from England, you'll know this, but like there's a channel in the UK called ITV2, and for some reason, every Sunday they're either playing one of the Mummy movies or like Harry Potter, and that's all they seem to ever play. So I've seen like the Mummy movies a lot. Yeah, this movie is really fun. I obviously the thing that everybody like says is it looks bad. Yeah, the rock at the end looks bad. The Scorpion King looks insane. But if I'm being totally honest, the other CGI elements before that part kind of look pretty good.
Yeah, I think most of the CGI, aside from like the rock at the end, maybe like the giant blown up CGI faces that are imposed onto like the wave and the tornado, like I think they all look great. Like for 2001, obviously you stare at the something like the legions of CGI characters and like big war thing. You can see that some of them aren't really doing anything. That's fine, right? It's 2001. I straight up probably hadn't seen anything like that before. And in theaters, you're not sitting there we were not yet in an age where we paused the screen to say, what is this guy doing? We're not that. So I think the CGI was more than serviceable, aside from the rock at the end. That looked rough.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm being totally honest, even the bad parts, I'm like, it's camp.
Yeah.
It's like it's so bad to the point where it's like it's funny, it's hilarious, and I love it. I love that the rock looks so smooth. Mm-hmm. Like and not even like they've tried. I did see somewhere that
the thing is go on.
I did see somewhere that apparently the graphic effects team were just getting rushed mm-hmm. to the point where they were working like 20 hours a day for this movie, and then like they begged the studio to be like, please put this movie back. Like, we don't have the abilities to be able to make stuff look good with this amount of time. And the studio was like, nah.
Yeah.
So then they basically were just like, okay, fuck you, and decided to just make it look bad.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, it is 2001.
And like, this was a CGI character that was interacting with the environment on a large scale. It wasn't just like walking around doing nothing. He was destroying like the actual environment around it, interacting with the characters. There's a lot of I think it was filmed really well for dealing with CGI characters in a way that even some movies in 24 years later, you see how CGI is an afterthought, where they were directing this with the CGI in mind for a lot of it.
Yeah. Obviously, outside of the CGI, which is what most people talk about with The Mummy Returns, it's a really fun movie. It's action-packed, you got Brendan Fraser quipping every 2 seconds, like Leon Kennedy. Mm-hmm. You got Rachel Weisz. You got little comedic relief characters. You got the little boy who's like,
I hated him at first. He grew on me.
He's like a little smart-ass kid, which is like hilarious.
He was funny. I liked him. He wasn't dead weight.
Yeah. And then obviously you got the whole story of like Rachel Weisz's character where she's like Nefertiti. So it's like she's having flashbacks to her past life where it turns out she actually was an ancient Egyptian person. Which is fun.
Yeah. It was cute. Then they had a girl fight.
Yeah, love a girl fight. It was cute, yeah. It's like it's not much I can say because a lot of my love for this movie is like bred out of nostalgia. Not to say it's like the best movie in the world, because I know for a fact it isn't. So a lot of like my 4-star rating, like a lot of it's made up for with nostalgia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love the first 2 Mummy movies so much.
I liked it a lot. I really appreciated that the costuming, a lot of the it felt like I was watching something that people made intentionally.
Yeah.
There was some of it's cheesy, some of it's campy, some of it's even kind of dumb. But there's a real love in the decisions that went into this and the intentionality behind what showed up on screen, and I really appreciate that. I think the movie is fun. I enjoyed the adventure aspect. I hadn't watched this film in probably over 2 decades.
Yeah.
And so there's that with and I'm sure it's a critique that gets thrown at the Mummy movies a lot, where I'm just kind of like, where it absolutely kind of feels like, oh yeah, this is like just like Indiana Jones light, a little, sometimes maybe a little more supernatural or maybe genre based, but like I'm watching this one, I'm like, yeah, Indiana Jones is I think is definitely a little bit more solid than this. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the characters, enjoyed the acting. Some of it's just like Why'd you kill those guys? What's going on? Why'd you do that? Why are you being cheeky? I like that Emotep was just like, he's just kind of, honestly, I think he liked having them around.
Yeah. One thing, going back to your point of like that you can tell that like people made this movie is like even like the scenes where like it was like the human like armies and warriors.
Yeah.
Like they got those people. They got like hundreds of people there to like just pretend to be an army. Like the opening scene with the Scorpion King and his army at first, and then there's the scene where they're going up against, is it Anubis's army? Like the armies that are made up of humans, they use hundreds of real people and get them to like do this scene.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. I can imagine like watching 2001 be like, whoa.
Yeah, like outside of like the CGI armies, like the opposing army is still like hundreds of real people who they like got into the desert and like did it. So, you know, it does show like an effort that was put into this movie.
Yeah, there's a whole, I think there's a undeniable fact with this movie that the CG, you know, like in 2001, there's absolutely a CGI wow factor that comes from this. Like, you hadn't seen these kinds of things on screen. That 25 years later, right? You know, we're so much less impressed with the fact that there's.
Well, yeah, it's like the whole thing.
The Legion of the Goblins, like that's crazy. That's actually like crazy that many like things. For people.
And it's like also like they put the CGI jungle in the desert.
Yeah.
And then, but it's like the whole thing with like video game graphics where like. We talk about like especially like Resident Evil where like, you know, like personally to me the original Resident Evil 4, Leon looks insane, like an insane person, and then like when we discuss it you're like, well no, he looks exactly the same as he does in the remake.
Yeah, he looks, and
it's like no, like it looks bad.
It looks the same to me.
It just looked like when you were a person playing it at the time, it's like, whoa, this is the best thing I've ever seen. This is like, whoa, he looks like a real guy.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the original PlayStation looked real to me at the time. It looked real to me. Like games that were on PlayStation 1, Max Payne, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, PS2, but those looked so real to me at the time. The
first game I can like really remember playing that I was like, oh, this looks like real was Assassin's Creed 2.
And you go back, it's like,
and now if I go back, I'll be like, whoa, this looks crazy. But like, it looked real at the time, and that's like the thing with CGI is like it only improves and it only gets more expensive.
Final Fantasy VIII is a game that like it looked real to me, so it actually kind of scared me because it looked too real.
Really?
Like Final Fantasy VII, they had like these block like arms and everything. They looked like absolutely still like video game characters, like they weren't meant to be real. Then Final Fantasy VIII, all of a sudden they were like had human proportions. It really like made me uncomfortable. I never played that game. I've never played Final Fantasy VIII to completion because of it.
Like so like even outside like what people would consider bad CGI, I think it works perfectly for this movie. And yeah, I'm viewing it through a nostalgic lens, but it's really fun. It's very nostalgic. It has cute little Egyptian themes. It has cute little supernatural spooky themes. And it has Brendan Fraser, so what more could you want? It
was a fun little adventure film. I don't regret seeing it.
I'm glad I got to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
So the third movie that we're going to talk about, and we saw this on the same day that we saw The Mummy, is Alpha from 2025, and this is directed by Julia Ducournau. She is the director of Raw and Titan, which is a film we actually spoke previously about a couple of episodes back. This movie stars Melissa Boris, Tahar Rahim, Golshifte Farahani, Emma Mackey, as well as other people as well. I rated this film a 4 and you rated it a 3.5. So off the bat, this is obviously the second movie we've seen from this director. We haven't seen Raw. And I actually really enjoyed this one. I think I actually preferred it to Titan.
Same.
This movie is an allegory for the AIDS epidemic, and it follows a 13-year-old girl and her family and what she's going through after she gets a tattoo at a party from like an unsterilized needle. And it really sort of follows her mum's a doctor. It just sort of follows what goes on, you know, the fear, the panic,
the isolation.
And then one day her uncle turns up, and her uncle is a drug addict, and he uses like injectables. So you kind of see the similarities of, you know, both of them, where not that Alpha, who the main character is called, not that she's a drug addict, but she's, you know, dealt with a needle that's been shared, that's unsterilized, and that's exactly what the brother does as well, you know, to fuel his drug habit.
I guess off the bat, the movie following from Alpha's perspective after, you know, this risk of exposure at school, she starts to become isolated from her peers. You know, they all say, "Oh, she might, you know, we don't want to get it." And in this movie, you know, we recognize that this is an AIDS allegory for the AIDS crisis. You know, the sickness in this movie kind of gets portrayed as your body slowly turning into porcelain, or kind of like slowly cracking marble and breaking. And it, you know, it's very, you know, per our previous experience with Titan, it's a very like surreal imagery that I think this director probably is like excels at.
Yeah.
And so kind of working from there, as she kind of goes through her day to day, she feels this difference from her peers, but more importantly, she also feels a difference in how she's treated by her mom. After her exposure to this needle, and the fear that her mom starts to develop and wants to get retested and tested over and over and over. I won't work in the reveal quite yet.
Yeah, no.
But at the same time, her brother, Alpha's uncle, that's staying, coincides almost simultaneously with her mother's, her coming home after a party with a tattoo, and in the midst of this big change where she's being treated differently by her classmates, being treated differently by her mother, going through puberty, she's feeling this crushing feeling, this anxiety that you see manifested when she goes up on that windowsill and everything's crazy. Then we see the therapist who's like, "Yo, chill out." We see her feeling. We see it visually. We see it metaphorically. Alpha feels like she's being crushed by the weight of everything around her, kind of.
Yeah. And, you know, we get flashbacks throughout this movie to the beginning of this disease spreading, and people are having it and everyone's panicking, and even the doctors don't know what to do. They're just, you know, overrun with people and families wanting help for the families. And, you know, it is a stark image to what happened both with AIDS and I would say COVID also. Like, everyone's just so confused. And we get this point from her mum, who's a doctor, where her...
And the flashbacks are from the perspective of the flashbacks to the past are from the perspective of the mom.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a big aspect of the movie, and as far as its like plot from, you know, it's kind of a plot progression. We have these flashbacks to the kind of early days of this crisis, this disease kind of sweeping society and the rest of the movie, and it intersperses itself throughout the movie in a way that at least to me it wasn't immediately apparent, and it becomes more. It's at first a bit confusing, but then it becomes more and more apparent as the movie is going on, and
Yeah.
you're getting close to the end. It becomes more apparent how this ties into the personal aspect of the characters in this film. In the movie, not even delaying the coup de grace of the film a bit. We see Alpha start to interact with others. We see her go to these checkups. We see her kind of start to process her own feelings in ways that might be a bit destructive. At one time, she goes to a checkup, and her teacher is there with someone, and it's really at this point where I think this movie, this movie is clearly. There's a couple of questions where you could ask yourself, maybe it's about COVID with the original Rush, with a couple other things, but I think for me at this point, this was like, okay, it's definitely AIDS and AIDS alone.
Especially
it can't be anything else.
as well. It was at one point there's a scene where there's a calendar in the background and it's 1990. So
I missed that. I missed the calendar.
Yeah,
felt like there was a lot to take in with this film.
Yeah, and from like the mum's point of view, it's more of a movie of like what she can do when she's a doctor. She's like one of the highest levels of like people searching for help would go to, and she doesn't know what to do, and it comes down to like her own brother.
Yeah,
her own brother ends up catching the illness, and she doesn't know what to do, and this is in the flashback that it's revealed that she has this, and then in the present it feels as though she still doesn't know what to do with her own daughter when this threat of having this illness could affect her. And at some point Alpha does get sick, not with the illness that she thinks it is, but like just like sick.
Yeah, it could be a cold, could be anxiety, but the mom, she can't see the difference.
Yeah. And then also we have like the family is like an immigrant family.
Yes.
So you have this like flashback where this is one of the first flashbacks in the movie where the mum finds her brother unconscious on the stairs and rushes him into the family apartment, is like trying to administer healthcare, trying to revive him, and the elderly immigrant mother is just coming in and kind of doing like using her superstitions of like, she uses the phrase, it's just the red wind, we need to cleanse him, and trying to kind of just getting in the way of so like kind of using these old superstitions and traditions of old when no, like her brother's literally like dying of a drug overdose right now. And then as the mum gets older and she's dealing with her own daughter, she kind of starts to like adopt these superstitions, and at one point her brother says this to her and it's like, you're starting to sound like mum.
Out of hope and fear and confusion, not knowing what to do.
And even she's like, don't mention the red wind, don't mention that demon in front of me.
Yeah, it's as in we see that this is really almost kind of working ourselves to that point, kind of working outwards and inwards from there. Like we start to it becomes apparent on retrospect that this is really traumatic for the mom more than almost, I wouldn't say more than Alpha, but like in tandem.
Yeah.
Traumatic for both at least, and I think we can get to it.
So ultimately, in the film's sort of climax, third act, it gets revealed that Alpha really isn't the main character of this story, and it's always been the mum who is the main character, and it's revealed that the Uncle Amin, he has actually been dead, and he's been dead for many years, and he actually died of the disease many years ago. She wasn't able to save him,
and his memory's been haunting both of their lives.
Yeah, and he's just a memory, a ghost
that she's not been able to let go.
Yeah, been haunting the narrative the whole time. And I really like it because there is like several points throughout the movie that's very strange. The first one I can think of is there's like an Eid dinner party. Like I said, they're an immigrant family, so they go to celebrate Eid and they take the uncle with them. No one's really acknowledging the uncle apart from the mum and the daughter and Alpha.
And at the time, I just thought he was estranged.
Yeah, and there's like bits where like he disappears from the table, and at first I was like, oh, maybe it's just a continuity error, and like, but no, it's that he's just a ghost. He's not really there. Another point, at the same dinner party, there's a family friend who's joined them, and he's also there, and Alpha asks why is he upset, and the mum's like, oh, he lost his best friend, and it's kind of like not really explained, but we're led to assume that he was his best friend. And
speaking on the dinner party as well, like when we kind of get that bit of a POV from other family's perspective and where he disappears, and when we see it from like Alpha and her mother's perspective, we see him there clear as day.
Yeah.
We get another line from Amin later where he's like, "Oh, your mom is bugging out because she's such a great mom and a good sister," and it's because Amin suffered with drugs, and I'm not sure if it was clear whether he was homosexual or not. He may have been. It's almost irrelevant, but his family didn't seem. It seems like maybe didn't take care of him the way they should have, and everyone aside from Alpha's mom seemed to have given up on him.
Yeah,
and it's very sweet, and it's a great love, but it's also the reason. It's also something that haunts her.
Yeah, and then it gets to a point where, and obviously the possibility that Alpha's suffering from this disease, that's how it brings him back into the narrative, is that the mum can't separate the two of like, oh well, my brother had this and now Alpha has it.
Yeah.
So he's back.
There's one of my favorite scenes in retrospect is when the mom comes in at night while Alpha's sleeping and sees Amin and Alpha mirroring each other's movements one to one. And at the time, it hadn't quite clicked with me, but in retrospect, it's such a powerful scene that kind of it. I think it's a movie showing all of its cards right there. It's like, this is the mom's perspective. This is what she sees. She sees her daughter going through this, and whether it's delusion, whether it's maybe even like, and she's wrong and Alpha's healthy. This is her reality in the moment. And I do want to rewind. I do feel like the mom's story is the emotional core of the story, but it's all Alpha is like a co-main character. Yeah. And
the love that she has for her brother, the mom has for the brother, is it's almost selfish in a way, where when we're having these flashbacks, there's like several times where Amin says to the mom, let me go. Like, okay, this is it, let me go. And the mum still tries desperately to revive him, even till the last point where he's about to die. He's like almost completely stone. And he like basically tells her like it hurts to talk, and his last sort of words to her are, let me go. It's time. Yeah, don't wake me up. It's time. And as he dies, she still jumps up to try and revive him.
She never really let him go.
And he looks at her, and she knows like, and then even post-mortem where he's already dead, she still won't let him die. And there's several points, like this is like right up till the end, where she's driving home with Alpha, and sort of Alpha thinks, oh, it's all over. She's accepted, her brother's gone.
Yeah.
And then she looks back into the back seat of the car and's like, oh, I'm taking you home, brother. So even still, she's not letting him go. And it's sort of not until
she's at some point she realizes as well, this has gone on. This is it. She can't move forward like this, and so and she finally lets him go. And what's a very good scene. It's a very, very powerful scene when I think about it.
The ending scene's amazing, especially because there is this physical red wind that, you know, is spoken about throughout the movie as this, like, bad omen, this demon, and they're experiencing it as they're finally letting go of Amin, and, you know, that's how the movie ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a very powerful story. I think it's I really love everything it was wanting to do. I think when I think back on it, I think at the moments I'm very struck. A couple of times throughout this talking, I felt a couple goosebumps.
Yeah,
it's very powerful.
Yeah, it's very powerful. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
I really loved it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But I can see I've seen a lot of people online talking about it where this is either their favorite from this director or it's their least favorite, and I can definitely see how that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot more serious in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
I don't have any funny memes about car sex.
Yeah,
right?
we haven't seen Raw, but like Titan is like, you know, the car sex. It's freaky. Whereas this is sort of like, while it's interesting to look at, and you know they have the aspect of the interesting.
It's not really a funny movie.
Representation of the illness that's spreading. It's not funny. It's very serious. It's very, in a way, kind of on the nose of like what's going on.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
But it isn't. That's the film's gambit. I think that it's actually very obvious, but at the same time, it does a lot to get you to that point to try to obscure it, and that I think that's the film's gambit, and that's where it's either gonna hit or miss a bit.
Yeah.
That kind of going straight into like, you know, why isn't this a 5-star movie for me? Why? Yeah, because honestly, talking about it, I'm like, man, this sounds like the makings of like an all timer for me. But a lot of what I feel for this movie after walking out of the theater is not what I felt during the movie. Maybe it was due to the timeline confusion. Maybe it was due to maybe it needed to show its cards a little earlier for me. But the things that I feel talking about now, I really, really, really wish I could have felt in the theater in that moment. Because I think I spent a good amount of time in this movie, unfortunately, a little confused. I know that wasn't how you felt, but for a good amount of it, I was genuinely confused. And I think it caused me to focus on parts of the movie that weren't as important as what the movie wanted to say.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really feel that confusion. Yeah. I kind of was able to piece together the puzzle. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it is a bit of a puzzle of a movie, but I was able to piece together the puzzle while I was watching it.
I think that's the movie's gambit, and it's like I think I admire it for sticking to that and not wanting to dumb itself down. But unfortunately, when I say it was confusing me, this isn't like me saying the movie was even confusing. It was just, unfortunately, like in that moment, it didn't click when it should have for me. So I think in that big part where it's this big emotional climax, I was behind. I was behind a little bit, and thinking about it and walking in the theater, I'm moved by it, but I really wish I felt that in the theater. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I felt it in the theater, and I think that's why I like it. And although I rated it 4, I do agree that it is a bit of a puzzle of a movie, and it's a very serious topic.
Mind if I ask? What stopped it from being like a 4.5?
That's what I was just about to say, that I feel like upon a rewatch I could see it going higher, because the more I've like been thinking about it afterwards, the more I really, really like it.
I feel the same way. I feel like this could go up to a 4 on rewatch, and like maybe on a rewatch everything clicks in a wonderful way. Yeah. And it's higher. I really, 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 I'm. It's funny, but I feel like I'm actually mourning the satisfaction of like feeling it in the theater, and so that I think that's where my frustration lies. I think because I very much love this movie, and to the people that I think would enjoy a slower film, I would recommend it, even if I think there's a chance they might not piece it together as well.
Yeah. No, I
think
liked
it's
it.
A powerful story. I think it's very good.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
The next movie that we're going to talk about is Marc By Sophia from 2025. This is the Marc Jacobs documentary that is directed by Sofia Coppola. Obviously, she's the director of Lost in Translation, Marie Antoinette, The Virgin Suicides, etc. And this documentary stars Marc Jacobs, and then like Sofia Coppola's in it herself a couple of times, as well as everyone who works for Marc Jacobs. We both rated this a 3.5.
Yeah, it was a very I always enjoyed the little documentary about people's creative processes, their journeys, how they arrive to ideas, their struggles. I think this movie did a good job this documentary did a great job of giving us a little peek into how Marc Jacobs' journey and how he arrives where he does.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, really nice to look at. It was really nice to sort of hear from Marc Jacobs himself, what inspires him. And really, you kind of see like not start to finish per se, but you see a lot of the process of him, designing for, was it Autumn Winter 2024?
Was it 2024? I thought it was more recent.
No, I think it was 2024.
Okay.
Maybe 2025. But one of his runways. And it was a gorgeous runway. It was awesome.
Very cool.
I really like the way this movie is made, because in a way it feels like a mood board for the movie. Like, it's interjected with a lot of pictures, a lot of archival footage, a lot of runway footage. It kind of, in a way, feels like a mood board of a movie. It's a really nice mixture, and I absolutely love it.
I dug it a bunch. I really enjoyed seeing the kind of sentiment echoed by both Marc and other people in the movie. Just that a lot of what we see as fashion isn't even just art. It's culture. It's culture. It's a reflection of culture. It's an impression onto the culture. It's a mirror to the culture. It is culture, and it's only a slice of the culture. It's never the whole picture, but what.
Yeah, but that's why we need
absolutely
more than just one person being the voice of fashion. It's up to other people to be like, no, this is what I think of this thing. No, this is actually my interpretation of this.
Absolutely.
This thing. But it was like a really nice look into how not just how he thinks about fashion now, but how he always had, and his sort of history to get to where he is now, and how even that affects what he puts into his designs. And you get to hear about his childhood, his past, his present, what he looks forward to in the future for the Marc Jacobs brand.
I like that I liked how much you talked about other art that wasn't fashion.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of he talks about movies, actresses, a vibe, music that he enjoyed, that informed his opinion. The same way that this kind of brings me back to a Hideo Kojima quote that I in perspective I quite enjoyed. That Hideo Kojima famously inspired by so many movies and movie directors, but he's a video game director and creator. He wears his inspirations on his sleeves of movie directors, and in his mind, he doesn't want to, his goal isn't to inspire other video game creators to make games like him. It's to inspire, artists, musicians, other movie directors to, see his games and take something from that. And I enjoyed the acknowledgement that all these things are connected and different, and I think getting a slice of it, just of a little bit of everything is a good thing.
Yeah, it's like I really appreciate that too, because in my own fashion choices and also creative choices, I'm very rarely inspired by other people's fashion and trends. A lot of like what goes into me is like media and history as well. Like, hey, on my Pinterest right now, you know what I'm pinning a lot of? Poodles and like 1940s nurses. And that's just like what I'm into. So it's nice to see, obviously, like movies as well. Like a lot of the time, like when I'm like putting on an outfit, I'm like, would this look good in a movie? Yeah. So it's like kind of, it's just fun to see where someone so high in the fashion industry, where they pull their inspiration from.
Yeah, and it's not like he never perceives it as some magical thing that's unattainable. It's just, and honestly, it's just his personal vibe, his personal story, how he feels. He doesn't try to elevate how he feels to be some mythical thing. It's like, no, this is just how I think of it, and people happen to resonate with it, but, nothing's unattainable for anyone to kind of be themselves. Sometimes, success, lies on a little bit of luck, but a little bit of luck, a little originality, but there's no right way to do it.
Yeah.
There's no correct way.
The only thing is, it kind of makes me a bit sad, because I did fashion design, and I always wanted to be a fashion designer, but I just, like, kind of didn't click with the whole, like, vibe of, having to predict trends and having to, like, explain every minute detail you make. And I really respect Marc Jacobs, because it didn't seem he was like, he felt like he had to do that. Like, he explained his process of, like, doing a show, and he was like, a lot of it, like, we're deciding as we go along.
Yeah. And I imagine every fashion house is probably different too.
Yeah, but it makes me a bit upset, because I was like, why can't that be me?
You never know where life may take you.
I don't know.
You never know where life may take you.
But yeah, no, I really like it. Like, as it's a documentary, it's like we don't really have much to say about like the story, but I just really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the perspective.
Yeah.
I found it I found it valuable. I'll keep my hope with. I think documentaries kind of fall into two camps with me. Either one, they at the end and there needs to be some kind of call to action that makes sense that I keep with me, or two, it needs to be something that I take personal and kind of keep it with me. And this falls in that latter category.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I enjoy this. I'm gonna keep this with me.
Yeah, and I think again, it's like one of those movies where like we both put it at 3.5, but I feel like the more like we think on it, the more we discuss it, because we're both quite creative ourselves. If we were to watch it again, I feel like it could go up for me.
It's like one of those things where, like, I don't even think I'd need to watch it again. Like, ask me again in a year.
Yeah.
Maybe like, actually, I really, really fucked with that.
Yeah.
It was valuable and informed my life. I keep it with me, and yeah, like, I'll give it a minute.
Yeah, and again, like the best way I feel like I can describe it is like a mood board of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just him. It's like a mood board of himself and of. What makes Marc Jacobs Marc Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I love about this movie is that he was vaping the whole time. Like, they'd cut to him talking, and there'd be, like, smoke coming out of his mouth, which is hilarious. And it makes me want to vape again.
Rewinding a bit to movies being, like, 5 stars and stuff, I think very seldomly will I walk out of a movie 5 stars unless I have, like, a cathartic experience.
Yeah.
Either by tears, laughter, or like profound sense of being moved. And not everything needs to give me that right in the moment.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Like anything above like a 2 point, like if it's a 3, it's probably a movie I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2.5 is like reserved for like, it's a movie, it's fine.
Sometimes I watch. Sometimes.
And then like anything under like a 2 is like, oh, okay, I didn't like this.
I think I tend to be a little generous, where sometimes I rate something a 3, but after I think about it, it's like, it was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we enjoyed that documentary. It's fun.
Yeah, if you're into fashion, if you're into culture, I recommend giving it a watch.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to Forbidden Fruits.
Yes.
We saw this as part of our double feature on Saturday.
Yeah, double feature on Saturday. We watched Forbidden Fruits from 2026. This was directed by Meredith Alloway. They've done other small projects, but this was like their first feature-length movie. This movie stars Lily Reinhart, Lola Tung, Victoria Peretti, Alexander Shipp, Emma Chamberlain, and Gabrielle Union. And I rated it a 3, and you rated it a 3.5.
I did.
Starting off the bat, this movie was fun. It's basically. It feels like very of the moment.
Yeah.
It's like the girls' movie of the moment. And surprisingly, we were in like a packed theater. I didn't expect it to be like so popular.
Yeah.
So it basically surrounds a coven of 4 girls that work inside of basically a free people, not free people. It's called Free Eden.
Yeah.
And they're the only ones who work there. And they run a coven out of this retail shop inside of a mall. It was fun. I feel like we don't get any mall culture movies.
Yeah.
This just feels like the first mall culture movie we've had in forever.
Yeah, malls aren't on the up and up.
Yeah.
Exactly either. But
yeah, I enjoyed it. It was funny. Again, it was kind of like a silly movie.
Yeah, as you said, like very of the moment. Like this coven they're in, it's like, it's very kind of like I've seen this phrase like performative feminist kind of a coven where, none of them take it all that like none of them truly take it all that seriously aside from one. But for all of them, for a lot of them, it's a case of wanting community, wanting friends, wanting to feel connected to people, not
wanting
be alone.
To keep the job. Also,
wanting to keep the job. Honestly, very relatable struggles. Just wanting to have friends, wanting to have community, wanting a job, and just trying to survive. So,
they also have like a theme of like the whole like decentering men, but like and some of them like kind of don't want to do that or kind of don't need to do that.
And very kind of performative feminist. We're not. If you watch the movie, it's just they are. You can be feminist and want to have a relationship with someone, with a man, and the main let's say the main villain girl of this is very while the other ones have kind of a more healthy relationship with the men that they interact with, where they don't have that same attitude. And the main Apple, the main I want to say villain.
Yeah.
Let's say villain, or at least the boss B of the group tries to impose her will, impose her beliefs onto them as correct, and to want to be part of the group, a lot of them acquiesce to that. They accept that as like, okay, that's one of our rules.
Yeah.
While maybe having some friction internally.
Yeah.
I think the movie like nails that whole vibe very well. Whether like the vibe and everything that they kind of capture that necessarily translates into like making the plot stronger. But I think everything it captures is like, that seems about right for 2026.
No, everyone does like a great job in this movie. Everyone's like
great performances.
Dynamic, like hilarious. Each character, really shines in this movie.
I think particularly Cherry is a real standout performance-wise.
What's the actress's name?
Is it Victoria Peretti?
Victoria Peretti, yeah. Victoria Peretti as Cherry is like hilarious. She's kind of like the bimbo character, but like very sweet.
They gave her some depth. They gave her some
depth. Like all the characters kind of do.
No, like they're all presented as a caricature. But the movie does a good job of like revealing their layers in a very organic way. It's very fun.
Yeah, I also enjoy the whoever the costumer was did like an amazing job of like the whole kind of
niches,
the whole kind of like personal style where like everyone feels like they've got to have their own personal style. And it really shows like each. It's kind of like giving like Bratz, where like although they're all like very trendy, they're all very like have their own personal style. Maybe even the three like original like Cherry, Fig, and Apple. Yeah. Maybe I would even say like Pumpkin is kind of like she doesn't have like a personal style in a way. Or maybe it's just a bit more like basic.
I think she fits herself into like not occupying their niche. So
Yeah.
it seems less like, and maybe that's kind of part of the plot of the movie where like she's not really she's an interloper.
Yeah.
But the others have like this kind of established style where like, okay, like Fig has this occupies this like kind of gothy, kind of like more like darky, kind of academia kind of look. Cherry has that that kind of bimbo, girly, pink aesthetic, and then Apple has that kind of maybe more like mainstream hot girl kind of vibe. Yeah.
That's like one thing I especially loved was like just you could tell the stylist really sort of did their research into current trends, and to say like probably they filmed this movie like a year ago.
Yeah.
Like the trend, like what they were wearing still felt very up to trend now. And I know like the trend cycle moves so fast nowadays.
Yeah.
But that's like one thing I was like very impressed with. Like they still seemed very trendy and very cool. And I'm like, any jobs in the Tampa area, let me know. But like I'm currently looking for a job. And I'm like desperate for a job where I can wear my own clothes. And even though like this was like one of the most toxic work environments ever, I was kind of like, I could see myself working there.
Yeah. No, it's very visually fun movie, especially outfit wise.
And it all falls apart. We hear about the past employee / member of the coven, like what happened to them, and unfortunately like something bad happens.
And the dynamics in the movie make it feel like it was, no matter what, it was always gonna fall apart eventually.
Yeah, like part of the coven is they start like they have in the past, and then they do one in the present. They do like hexes to try and weed out the snake of the group, and like turns out they're all kind of like snakes.
Yeah, it's like their sisterhood is very, it's very sisterhood. Sorry, what I was thinking. I forgot what we're not performative, but like surface level. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like kind of like the dynamic of a normal like friendship group where like you're gonna have fallings out, but now you're just incorporating witchcraft.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
like
any like friendship group, you're gonna have points where you're like, actually, you know what, you're I don't like what you're doing, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then like 2 days later, you're like, sorry, I was like crazy. Wanna go out for drinks? Wanna go do this? And then, like, because you're friends, you, like, solve the friendship. But then when you're incorporating, like, higher powers, where it's like, okay, actually, I don't like what you're doing, so I'm gonna, like, do this, like, hex to, like, weed out the snake. Oh, actually, you were mean to me the other day. You're the snake.
Yeah.
Now something bad's gonna happen to you.
Like...
Which is, like, it's, like, it's, like, that's the whole thing of, like, it could have just been a normal friendship between these 4 women.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's, like, 3 of them would have been completely fine as a friend group. They would have all been fine. Apple, in particular, wanted more than just friends. She wanted to control them. She imposed her own beliefs and wills on them, like, very strongly, and it was restrictive. And at the end of it, like, the movie says it outright, but like, Apple's the real snake. It's the real snake in the garden. Then,
like, I know, like, Pumpkin, spoiler for the movie, but like, Apple turns out is related to Pumpkin. So Pumpkin, although she's like trying to do this sort of like justice thing of like like getting justice for the wrongs that Apple's done on her family, she like from the beginning is like also not nice to the other 2 people, like Fig and Cherry.
Yeah,
she's like also not
annoying.
nice to like Fig and Cherry are the most normal people, normal girls ever. But like Pumpkin's not nice to those 2 either, and then like they just get like caught up in the crosswires.
She's not, I wouldn't say she's even necessarily mean to them. She's just like weirdly like sneaking around, just like secretive. And I guess it's in an attempt to uncover the truth about Apple.
Yeah.
So I guess this is the real thing about the movie. So the movie's very stylish. I like all the individual characters. This this plot, this whole
Yeah,
apple
it's
and
insane.
pumpkin thing. This apple pumpkin thing, I actually like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I actually don't care that they're related. I don't care. There's no like twist. I that's how I feel about it. Like I straight up am thinking about it. I don't care about that plot. I enjoyed a lot of things moment to moment. I liked the little spying, like learning things about the characters. I enjoyed that. When it comes to the plot's actual like conclusion, fruition, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually don't care that they're like related or something. I really don't.
Yeah, well, it's like the whole thing is like we watched the whole movie and then like came out and was like, oh yeah, Cherry was awesome.
Yeah, like individually, like character wise, this movie is awesome. Plot wise, it's like whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm gonna like in a year, like there's no chance I'm remembering the actual like plot of them being sisters.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna remember like the vibes, the style, the characters a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's a fun movie.
Little gore fest at the end.
Yeah, it's like it's like marketed as like a horror kind of, and like all throughout the movie, I'm like, okay, like this isn't. I guess there's like witches. Like this isn't really horror or nothing.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're all trapped inside. Yeah, they're all trapped inside the mall.
Yeah.
And it becomes basically like just like an all-out gore fest, and it's gross.
Yeah. But fun movie. I think. Watch a trailer. You'll know what this is for you.
Yeah.
This movie knows, like, you'll know whether you're interested in this kind of movie. It's very fun, very campy, very very of the moment.
Yeah.
If you think there's a bunch, at the end of the day, there's a bunch of fake people out there that want to, take the veil of kind of a social justice to kind of just do whatever they want. Or kind of have a moral superiority. That's who Apple is. The other characters are just like, they're just like normal people.
They're just normal,
They're actually just normal. Yeah, like a lot of the good lines were like, Cherry's like, I'm not an alcoholic, it's Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very funny, like, very vulnerable characters. Very, like, I like a lot of the character works. Like, Cherry and Fig, I actually really love those characters.
Yeah, same. Like, they're, like... And I think that's on purpose. I think they're meant to be your favorite characters. Because, like, the other two, are, like, have their own thing going on.
Yeah, fuck Apple.
And, like, and Cherry and Fig are just... Like, they actually, just want friendship and to work.
Yeah, they just really were just looking for a place. Poor, like, her whole family, yeah.
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 No.
Fun movie.
Yeah, really fun
I enjoyed
movie.
seeing. We enjoyed a lot of the movies we saw this week. Oh, what are we gonna see next week?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, we enjoyed those movies. What we're gonna see this next week. So on the docket, we have a mystery movie on Monday. I heard that maybe the hunting of like Matthew Nichols, or Faces of Death. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but if I'm
could be anything.
interested in.
And then I heard it could be the Yeti. I'm a little less interested in that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Then the drama is a big one. I'm really, really, really.
Yeah, I've been
to be
looking forward to this one for a while.
I'm really ready to enjoy it. And the Mario movie, we're gonna see it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a Mario movie. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna do gangbusters.
And we will actually see a Crash for Uncomfortable Brunch. On
yes,
Saturday.
yeah, they're doing Crash Uncomfortable Brunch at the Sunray Cinema.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun to go see. We watched it a while back, and it'll be fun to watch it. I love watching any movie at the theaters, so it'll be fun to go see that.
And then I'd like to try to see the movie Fantasy Life, and there's a chance we may see Stanley Kubrick's first film, which is a student film. Sunray Cinema is having a marathon of all the Kubrick films, and that's the first on the docket. We may see it, we may not see it, we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's about for next week. I'll let you take us out.
Okay. Okay, thank you for watching. Let us know if you saw any of the movies that we spoke about this week, and let us know what you're looking forward to that's coming out in the next foreseeable future. This has been Large Butter Popcorn. Please like and subscribe. We will see you next week.
All right, see ya. Thank you.
Thank you.